Good morning, CPAC. It's an honor to follow some of these public servants who've been so successful throughout the country. And I found in my time in public service, people have a lot of different goals. Some of the folks I've met, by the time they're 50, they want to be governor, or by the time they're 60, they want to be senator. I've tried to keep my goals relatively simple. By the time I was 40, I was just hoping to be shaving. I've been walking around CPAC, people are like, how old is this guy? So I'm 43 years old. I'm from the great state of Ohio. I'm a Marine Corps vet, did a couple tours in Iraq. I'm pro-life, pro-gun, pro-Trump. And more important than all that, I'm a proud dad to my three little kids, Rosie, Judah, and Gideon, who are back home. Thank you to Matt Schlapp and Mercy and to Dan, who invited me to speak here on the Freedom to Petition. I'd like to also thank Governor DeSantis, who has the state open for us. After the conclusion of the Constitutional Convention of 1787, Elizabeth William Powell put the question to Benjamin Franklin: have we got a republic or a monarchy? And Franklin famously replied, a republic if you can keep it. The decision by our founders to create a republican form of government, what Abraham Lincoln later described as government of the people, by the people, for the people, was a direct response to tyranny of the crown they had overthrown in the American Revolution. 11 years earlier, it was the Declaration of Independence that cited King George's refusal to redress the grievances of the American colonists, stating, in every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble of terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. The right to petition our government is fundamental, rooted in the Declaration, affirmed in the Bill of Rights, and is an essential to the American Republic today as any time in the last 234 years. But today that right is not infringed by a faraway despot with an army at his disposal, but by petty bureaucrats throughout the state governments and throughout Washington. This authoritarian state, deep state, if you will, not just by radical liberal governors, by Newsom in California and Cuomo in New York, but even by squishy Republican governors like my governor, DeWine, in the state of Ohio. Let me tell you what happened in the state of Ohio. Unfortunately, Republican governor, Rhino Governor DeWine, decided that he was going to lead the charge in shutting down Ohio before any state in the nation. And he had this lady named Amy Acton. She was sort of like the Fauci of Ohio, who the media trotted out as a hero, who DeWine trotted out as a hero, who the left trotted out as a hero, who the Republican establishment trotted out as a hero. And like in so many of your states, she was dead wrong. Her predictions, her numbers, her math were just wrong. She wasn't even in the ballpark of accurate. But the bureaucrats and the politicians used these bad numbers to trample on the liberty of families and small businesses and moms and dads throughout our state. I'm now running for the United States Senate in Ohio. Thank you. And guess who's running against me? This mini Fauci, Amy Acton, on the Democratic side. With a stroke of the pen, Governor DeWine shut down businesses throughout our state, like Tanya Hartman's bridal shop in Columbus. Her busiest months were usually March and April, and she was shut down. But what did she do? She exercised her right to petition. She sued the state of Ohio. She sued the governor. She sued the state government. She sued the politicians. She sued the bureaucrats. And she said, I'm a small business owner. I'm an Ohioan. I'm an American. I'm a taxpayer. I have the right to run my business and sell these bridal dresses and bridal supplies to any women and families who want to come in and buy them. In Columbus, Ohio, Tim Castle owns a gym. Citizens just wanted to come and work out. You guys probably know my friend Jim Jordan in the state of Ohio. Give him a hand. Whenever I talk to Jim, who I just love, you know what he always says to me? First question he asks, he says, hey, Joshy, you working out? Jim is a fighter among fighters. But think about it. Out here in this audience, Ohioans, anyone else around the country, why couldn't you go to a gym and work out? Why couldn't Tim Castle keep his business open? Because the politicians and the bureaucrats trampled on his liberty. But he exercised his right to petition. He sued the state government, and within 6 days was back open and people were there working out. Let me tell you about a store in Marietta, Ohio. Schaefer Leather Goods. 5th generation. They've been open 150 years. They sell work boots and cowboy boots to Ohioans who live right there on the river on the Ohio-West Virginia border. Governor DeWine and the state government made them shut down. But you know who they let stay open right down the street? Walmart. Now let's think about this for a second. We're the party of the little guy. We're the party of the working people. We're the party of moms and dads. We're the party of taxpayers and citizens and activists. How is it fair? How is it in line with the United States Constitution in any way, shape, or form to shut down Schaefer Leather Goods, where they're selling work boots and cowboy boots to Ohioans, but allow Walmart down the street to sell work boots and cowboy boots to those same consumers? And that's what the politicians did. That's what the bureaucrats did. But thank God, in this country founded and based in Judeo-Christian values, where we have movement conservative activists like yourself, where we have a party led by Donald J. Trump, are we able to fight the government? Are we able to fight tyranny? Are we able as citizens to bound together to combat this trampling on our liberties? When I joined the United States Marine Corps, I raised my right hand and took an oath to defend the Constitution, to defend our freedoms and our liberties. Hoorah. I don't know who this guy is who keeps screaming freedom, but can you come to Ohio and travel around with me? We got to bring you on the campaign trail. Freedom! 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 Thank you all for having me.